I believed this lie about the career of a video editor for years. I was always obsessed with YouTube, but thousands of misconceptions stopped me from entering the industry. They said it's too crowded. They said you don't have any experience. They said your skills are too weak. They said you are not a native speaker and your communication skills are beyond poor. Despite all of that, I found the strength to get started. I started as an Upwork freelancer and later launched my agency. On the first day of my journey, I launched this channel. Within a year and a half in business, I worked with more than 40 YouTube channels and gathered a massive portfolio and excellent feedback. So today I'm earning about $7,000 a month on Upwork and about the same amount from clients from LinkedIn, Twitter, and local clients. So I decided to create a step-by-step guide for anyone who dreams of becoming a video editor to actually make it and start earning decent money today. Watch this guide until the end. After the practical steps, I will share my personal experience on how to avoid the mistakes 99% of newcomers make. I've never shared this before. For those who are new here, I'm Amp. The sole purpose of this channel is to show you in real time how I earned my first $1 million on Upwork and help you do the same. Where to start? So you are on the home page of your browser. Need direction? What should be your first step? Where should you go? What account to create? There is no single correct answer to this question. There are lots of options all over the internet. But there is some certainty. You need to have a page on the web where you can provide info about the service you offer and put your portfolio, certificates, and all the other stuff. The idea is simple. If a potential client visits this page, he should get all the information required to decide whether you are qualified to manage his task. Of course, you can just set up your own website, but there are also many services that can perform this function even better. LinkedIn, Upwork, Contra, Behance, UT and many more. All of them have pros and cons. Since I ended up starting on Upwork, I would like to explain my decision-making process. Upwork has 3 significant pros, and first is verifiable feedback. Anyone who checks my profile and sees the feedback can be sure that it's 100% real. It's not Google reviews. You must have the finished and paid contract before leaving the feedback. He can also check the rate I'm working at right now and my old contracts to see how many years I've been in business. And second is staggering number of clients. There are literally millions of them. Here you can get clients of any caliber. I have landed jobs with more than 10 YouTubers with an audience of 100,000 subscribers each and many huge enterprises. Third, the platform protects you. A big problem when working as a freelancer is trust between the parties. Only some clients are ready to pay to the no-name freelancer upfront. Upwork solves this problem. I spent more than a year on a platform and have no more than 3% of unpaid invoices. I know editors who work independently and struggle with 25% of unpaid invoices. It would be fair to mention some cons of Upwork too. Massive competition for every job, 10% fee for every dollar that you earn on the platform, additional spends on connects. You use them for submitting applications to jobs. A lot of small clients. Anyway, if I start today, I will still do it on Upwork. LinkedIn has a much higher quality of clients, but the DM system is absolutely broke. You should have some decent sales skills to attract clients on LinkedIn, especially if you don't have a cool portfolio and showreel. Contra looks good, UI UX are incredible, but in terms of getting clients, I tried it, but couldn't acquire a single one. There are a few jobs for video editors there. UT Jobs is an excellent place to find a job as a YouTube video editor, but it's also not for beginners. Alright, since we decided where to start, let's proceed. What is the first step? The process of setting up the profile on Upwork is very simple. Writing the description and completing the profile to 100% can take up to a couple of hours. But before you start, consider that thousands of video editors know how to cut, but don't know what to cut. Therefore, can't position themselves from the right angle. You came to the profession to earn money by serving clients. So construct all the descriptions and cover letters around your service for the client and how you can help him to reach his goals. Alright, we finally reached the point where you should proclaim your specialization. You can always change it in the future, but if you don't pick the niche right now, no one will buy any service from the jack of all trades video editor. There are so many niches for video editing. Short form, YouTube, ads, motion design, corporate, podcasts, weddings, and many other micro niches. You should pick one and build your profile around it. My niche is YouTube, so my title is YouTube Video Production, a video editor with motion design skills. In the description, I shared my vision of applying my skills and knowledge to turn the client's raw footage into something remarkable. So what is next? Portfolio. It's a tricky question for anyone who starts with no experience. I didn't have a single video to put into my portfolio, but I did the thing you should do too. I just edited and put the first episode for my YouTube channel into my portfolio, then another one and another one. And you can do the same. You can edit any ads, show reel, YouTube video or other content and fill your portfolio with this content. And also add all the certification you have on video editing, even if it's a basic Udemy course. Later, you will replace it with something more valuable. But for now, any small artifact, testimony, or small case study can make a difference. What are we doing here? We want to assure your potential client that you are the one who can deliver. So the last step by order, but not by importance, is to film an introduction video. You already have a description of who you are and what you do. All you need to do is record yourself delivering the same message. You can check that all the top freelancers have an introduction video. It's the best way to showcase your confidence, communication skills, and English proficiency. Cool, it looks like we have finished setting up our profile. Let's go find some clients. How do you find the first client? For now, you have the profile, which will help you convert prospects into clients. The next step is to craft your first offer and write a cover letter around it. Writing a highly converting cover letter is an important topic that deserves a separate episode, and luckily I have one. You should put it on your watch list. For the reference, I will leave a template of a cover letter that I use. Hey name, with my editing I helped grow the real estate YouTube channel to 100,000 views a month. Let me do the same for you. I'm Anton, a professional YouTube editor with X years of experience. You can check the feedback here, link. Here is my show reel, link. If it sounds good to you, let's plan a call. I have ideas to share. Best, Anton. So now starts the hard part. You need to deliver your offer to as many prospects as possible. I will give you some statistics. Within the last 90 days, I've sent 341 proposals on Upwork, which is roughly 5 on an average working day. These proposals helped me land 11 jobs, which is a 3.2% conversion rate. You probably will have worse statistics, but assume it's 2%. You should send about 100 proposals on Upwork to get 2 jobs. The digits for cold outreach through Twitter, LinkedIn, or other social media are much lower than that. It's hard to consistently do cold outreach while still having time to edit videos. That's another reason why I recommend starting from Upwork. All the outreach here doesn't take me more than 1.5 hours a day. So if you send enough proposals, you will eventually land your first job. That's for sure. So now you know how to win a job. What are your next steps? What is the plan for the first year? So there won't be a lot of changes in the acquisition process for new clients. Even now, I'm doing the same volume of daily outreach work I did for my first job. Over time, you will better understand the client's goals and become better at closing deals and other steps of the sales funnel. However, sales are an essential part of any freelance business and require a lot of time. So most of the time, you will be busy doing outreach or actual work. So the question is only don't forget to raise your head from work and find time to learn new skills and practice. It's impossible to find the time. You can only make the time for education. I won't promote any educators here who teach video editing. There are a lot of options for any budget. So, plan a couple of models to elevate your skills within a year. That's it. Sell your service, deliver the good editing, learn new skills, iterate. How to avoid the mistakes 99% of newcomers make. My experience. There is a golden rule. All business problems can be solved by listening to your customers. So ask for feedback within a week after you finish the project. How does the video perform? What could you do better in the next project? How is the overall customer experience? Believe me, you are going to get some insights. I owe all the business success and breakthroughs in editing quality to honest feedback from my client. Second, no one can fairly estimate the value of their work and therefore the rate. So there are a tremendous number of freelancers who need to be paid more for their service. If you want to avoid falling into this category, there is a simple thing that can prevent it. Once in a quarter, try to test the new price horizon. Try to sell your services 20% above your base rate. If you perform a couple of projects and clients are satisfied, this will be your new base rate. And third, your reputation is too valuable to let feedback go with the flow. If you don't have a strategy for gathering a good feedback, you can end up really disappointed. Because most video editing jobs are continuous projects. The client who likes your work may not finish the contract and may not leave you good feedback, but the one who won't be satisfied, and you will get such for sure, will end the contract and leave you a negative. After you get a couple of negatives, it would be tough to land new jobs. So make sure to ask every satisfied client at some point to end the contract and leave you positive feedback. You should be known as a feedback hunter in your first year on Upwork. That's all from me for now. Hopefully this video will help you to get your first clients for video editing. Tell me in the comments what scares you the most in starting the career as a video editor. Video editors who watch this video, please share the story of how you landed your first job. Thanks for watching. You can now go and watch the episode in which I shared my wins and losses from my first year on Upwork.